Testing. One.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the bathroom.
You've got
I just went.
a few moments, so be quick.
Where are they going? They started. They started. Oh.
Alright, let's start. There's so much room. There's so much room. Are we starting?
They're starting now.
I must say, as I look out across the sanctuary, it is so good to see so many faces, especially of faces I haven't seen in about 2 years. So let me be the first to welcome you back home, to our family that's just coming back, to our family members that are just feeling comfortable coming back, and welcome home to our new family members which have joined our temple in previous weeks. It's so good to have everybody in here with that feeling that life is coming back. It's that season of rebirth. You know, Passover is just a couple of weeks away. I know some of you in the room that might make you a little anxious. I know yesterday when I was talking with Sarah Levine, whenever I mentioned it, she started to get a little stressed. Don't tell me how many days away it is. The truth is, though, that Passover is this really exciting moment because it not only corresponds with spring and the season of rebirth, it's our reminder of what it means to be free. That there are certain things in our life that we take for granted every now and then. The freedoms, the liberties we have. And very frequently we're reminded of how important those freedoms are when things change on the world stage or within our own lives. So as we approach Passover, let us think about the things that we are grateful for in our own lives, the freedoms that we have that we might not really think about, and the freedoms we have to give to others.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Ina Horn, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Anshe Emeth Memorial Temple. It's wonderful to see so many of you here in the sanctuary, and to those of you online on screens, we feel your presence too. Shabbat is a reminder for us to slow things down and to focus on the blessings in our lives. One of our blessings is the joy of having the junior choir here to help lead tonight's services. They lift our spirits with their voices and bring such happiness to us all. Now it is my pleasure to call on Sydney Brandwine to light the Shabbat candles and lead us in the blessings that may be found on pages 2 and 3 in your prayer books. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Trouble, you don't get it. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good job. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu.
We continue on pages 20 and 21 for Lecha Dodi. rise in either body or spirit.
Holy Shalom. Ateret Gam besimcha ובצורה תוכם
Am Sigula. Shabbat Shalom. We continue on page 26 for Hatzi Kaddish.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי
בחיי כל ויומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יש מרבה מבורך לעולם עולמי המאיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויפעם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמיין בעלמא ואמרו
We rise in either body or spirit for the Baruch Hu on page 28. On the bottom of page 31, we continue together. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, amen.
We read together from the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. From the top of page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Shabbat
Eloheinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Konei Hakol, Ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Lifnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Osurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mikamocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Meimit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Ve'ne'eman Atah le'achayot hakol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah. Baruch Atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
We continue now with silent prayer through page 63, adding the words on the page or the words in our hearts. When you are finished, you may be seated.
I might be a little biased, but I thought that was pretty cute. Our thanks tonight to our junior choir, Dave Schlossberg, the rest of the band, for leading us in such joyful music. And who knows, maybe next month, masks optional, maybe, fingers crossed, maybe. A few things for announcements before we conclude our service. I'm imagining that many of you are here not just for junior choir, but for the community dinner that's going to be happening shortly thereafter. When we conclude the service, we're going to go into Reitman Hall. If you RSVP'd ahead of time, you're going to have to check vaccine cards or proof of a negative test before going into dinner. Once you're in there and we know everybody's vaccinated, then in Reitman Hall you can be masks optional at your own discretion. While moving around, we're going to ask that you try and keep it on as best as possible. But certainly while you're at the table in order to eat, by all means. When we go inside, our team B'tei Avon that we give great thanks to for tonight will give us the lay of the land and what goes ahead of us. I must say, Team B'tei Avon has, it's like we've unleashed a monster in our kitchen. A wonderful, wonderful, delicious monster, and they're making up for the last 2 years. A couple of things happening in the next few days. Tomorrow, Rabbi Noam Katz will be with us. You know him as the composer of that Am Yisrael Chai we sang at the beginning, as well as many other pieces that our community has loved and embraced over the years. Rabbi Katz will be landing in about 2 hours, and he'll be joining us tomorrow morning in the religious school. During religious school hours, if you're a parent of a religious school kid, you got an email about a concert that he's doing just for religious school kids and their parents. But if you're feeling left out, do not worry. There'll be a concert tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I believe that our junior choir will be singing with him. You're all invited to sing with him. So parents, please bring your kids back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So that you can sing with Rabbi Noam Katz and do his music up here with his concert. Jew Directions is also invited to sing with him. I believe Jew Directions will be leading our Havdalah with Noam Katz and our cantor. So we're very excited. It's a little bit of that beginning of things coming back together. There's also our concert in May, the first weekend of May, with Nava Tehillah. So 2 great concerts coming up within 1 month, so we're very excited. Also this weekend, the Women's Spirituality Group will be having their annual Seder. Seating is limited and RSVP is required in order for you to get the Zoom link. That is Sunday at 5 p.m. If you have any questions about attending the Women's Spirituality Group's annual Seder, you can talk to Genevieve Frace, who's right over there. Genevieve, give a little wave. Yeah, there you go. You can talk to Genevieve if you have any questions about the Women's Spirituality Group's Seder this Sunday. There are a lot of things happening. So make sure you check out your weekly emails on Mondays for all the links, what's in person, what's not, and all the things on the horizon. The month of May for us is always a very busy month, so make sure you follow what's in our bulletin and what's online. In April with Passover vacation and all the different Seders we do is also a complex month. So make sure you take a look at what's happening ahead. On this Shabbat Eve, as we join together as one congregation to celebrate creation and the joy of life and living, we turn our thoughts to those in our community for whom life has become precarious because of health or hospitalization. O God of healing, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers together with the prayers of those who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you place within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and their families, and may they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu hu yivarechet hacholim, refuat nefesh, refuat haguf, hashta'a b'gala v'zman kariv v'nomar. Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless those in need of healing. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, as together we say, Amen.
Bless those in need of thee with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
We continue now on page 282 as we rise in either body or spirit for Elenu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear, doubt, and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death, all reveal divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all the flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love we are comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. With hearts that ache and are saddened, we name now those whom death has recently taken from us, those whose families are observing the Shloshim. We remember Elizabeth King, wife of Donald of blessed memory, sister of Richard and Bill, mother of Susan and Barbara, Henry and Tracy, grandmother of Eli and Noah, Samuel, Anna Rose, and Michael. We remember Hillary Costin, wife of Chris, mother of Caitlin and Tyler, sister of Jeffrey of blessed memory and Richard, and niece to Iris Kislin and Bernard of blessed memory. And we remember Robert Rosenthal, husband of Emmanuel Rosenthal, father of Sophia and Avery, and brother to Mike and Helene Greenberg. On this Shabbat, we also recall those dear ones who died at this season in years past and whose names we record with love in our service booklet this evening. Their names are forever bound to our hearts and are permanently inscribed throughout our building. And if you are joining us tonight online to say Kaddish for a loved one, please say their names aloud at home or type their names into the chat either on YouTube, Facebook, or our temple streaming site so that we can lift up the names of your loved ones with you. And if you're here in person to say Kaddish for a loved one, please say their names as I look around the sanctuary. Zichronam livracha. May all their names and memories only be for a blessing. I invite all the mourners, if able, to rise for Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish, on page 294. It Gadal, Vi Kadash, Shmei Rabbah, V'almad Yivrach Hirotei, V'amlik Malchutei, V'chai Echon of Yom Mechon, V'chaed Kol Beit Yisrael, Ba'galav Izman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Almaya Yitbarach V'ishtabach V'itpa'ar V'tromam V'itnaseh V'itadar V'itale V'italal Shmei D'Kudashah V'riku Leila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush B'chata V'nechamata Da'amiran B'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shalom Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. May the source of peace bestow peace to all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved, as we say, Amen.
We close this evening's service with the singing of One Day, which is not in your books, but the kids will sing it.
Emily, I think this is a solo.
It's on the back of your trifold pamphlet. Please rise.
Sometimes
Under the moon, I thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon. I am here for a reason.
Sometimes in my tears I drown,
But I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. Because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight a war. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play one day, one day, one day. Oh, one day, one day, one day. Oh, the things all change, keep people the same. Stop with the violence, down with the hate. People will be free and proud to be under the same sun. Sing the song of freedom like fire.
sometimes in my tears I drown.
I never let it get me down.
Get me down.
When negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. Because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play one day, one day, one day. Oh, one day, one day, one day. Oh, one
Adonai oz le'emo iten, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Adonai will give strength to our people. Adonai will bless our people and all people everywhere with peace. Amen and Shabbat Shalom.
Our favorite one was the Hello. Hello.